Hello, my name is Eunice, and today I will be speaking on the natural and synthetic uses of formaldehyde. First, let's take a look at its structure. Formaldehyde has one carbon atom, one double bonded to an oxygen, and two hydrogens. It is a colorless inflammable gas with a pungent smell to it. This small molecule can be found naturally in our foods. For example, shiitake mushrooms have been found to have 100 to 406 milligrams per kilogram. However, this should not be a safety concern for us. Once cooked, the formaldehyde found can be eliminated from the mushrooms. Other foods that contain formaldehyde are bananas, pears, beef, seafood, and pork, just to name a few. Now let's talk about its use in medicine. Formaldehyde is a great preservative for biological specimens that can be studied for medical purposes. Its uses are endless. Not only is it a great preservative, but it can also be used as a disinfectant and antiseptic. Most consumers would be worried about its toxicity, yet formaldehyde is used in such low concentrations that it should not be a safety issue in vaccines, for example. Formaldehyde has been used in the manufacturing of vaccines. It works by inactivating the virus found in the vaccines, for example, polio, thereby preventing the disease from activating in the human body. This molecule acts as a detoxifying agent against the bacterial toxins that are commonly found in vaccines. It won't cause harm in the human body as the amount of formaldehyde used in vaccines becomes diluted during the manufacturing process. Now, Grace will speak on the health hazards formaldehyde has been linked to.
Hi, my name is Grace, and I will be talking about the exposure risks of formaldehyde and the common causes of exposure. The GHS hazards associated with formaldehyde are that it is flammable, corrosive, acutely toxic, and also poses other health hazards. Low-level exposure to formaldehyde will not lead to any serious disease or illness, but can result in irritation of the skin, eyes, and breathing pathways. People in riskier health categories are much more likely to react to low levels of exposure. Being exposed to high levels of formaldehyde is much more dangerous and can result in severe skin rashes and actually lead to permanent changes in lung function, and in the worst cases, cause cell death. Chronic exposure at a level higher than the typical everyday exposure to formaldehyde can lead to developing asthma and has been linked to many forms of cancer, namely those involving the breathing pathways. Formaldehyde can be found almost everywhere in day-to-day life. The most common cases of exposure can be linked to inhalation, absorbance through the skin, and ingestion. The main sources of formaldehyde exposure when you are indoors comes from manufactured wood products, gas stoves and fireplaces, and fabrics. Formaldehyde-based resins are the cheapest adhesives, which is why they are the most commonly used in flooring and wood furniture. Outdoor exposure is typically from exhaust, smog, and cigarette smoke. Ingestion may sound like a weird source of exposure, but as mentioned earlier, formaldehyde can actually be found naturally in many food products. It is also added into food products because of its preservative properties.
Formaldehyde contributes in a major way to advanced construction methods. Look here, for instance. This subfloor is made of oriented strand board, also known as OSB. It's a composite of strands of wood, and you know what binds them all together? Phenylformaldehyde resin. It's this material with its essential formaldehyde component that makes OSB, plywood, wood veneer, and other composite woods possible. These engineered wood products are designed to maximize the natural strength and stiffness of wood. Some products even boast a greater structural strength than solid wood. Let's look around. You'll be amazed at all the places where formaldehyde plays an important role. These kitchen cabinets rely on it. These bathroom countertops, you betcha. And when it comes time to paint the place, you guessed it, formaldehyde is used in the manufacture of paints and sealers.
Hello, my name is Christopher, and I'm going to be talking about common places that formaldehyde is found. So formaldehyde is commonly found in buildings in form of support beams and plywood. Additionally, when newer manufactured wood products, the formaldehyde concentration present is much higher. Formaldehyde is present as a food preservative in fruits, vegetables, meat and dairy products, beverages, and many more. Aqueous solution of formaldehyde is in paint and used to prevent bacterial and fungi growth. So we do want to be cautious about formaldehyde present in paint. As previously mentioned, formaldehyde exposure can cause health effects, and this is commonly seen especially for freshly painted indoor areas. Fresh paint can cause an increase of volatile organic compounds, and formaldehyde is one of these compounds. and consequently, an increase in formaldehyde has been correlated with asthma responsiveness. So next, look at daily applications of formaldehyde. So formaldehyde is commonly used as an ingredient in nail polishes and nail hardeners, and can be found in personal care products such as shampoos, conditioners, lotions, from being added through an aqueous form or released by a formaldehyde preservative. Formaldehyde releasing preservatives are molecules that release formaldehyde in small concentrations over time. And diazolidinourea is a common preservative that releases the highest concentration of formaldehyde. And so, higher concentrations of formaldehyde released from the preservatives found in cosmetics are usually due to high temperatures and higher storage time. So, we do want to be cautious of the temperatures these cosmetics are in to mitigate the release of formaldehyde, because remember, they are a volatile organic compound and can cause health effects. Next, Cindy will mention more on formaldehyde and other impacts it has as a volatile organic compound.
After discussing the daily applications of formaldehyde, there is also an environmental impact. The environmental impact of formaldehyde is that it biodegrades in air, water, and soil into very microscopic pieces under aerobic and anaerobic conditions. It also breaks down in sunlight to form carbon monoxide and formic acids. As a VOC, formaldehyde is a contributor to the ground level ozone layer, which is also very damaging to the environment and also damages crops and materials. Formaldehyde pollution is not found to have significant effects to the global environment, especially compared to methane, which has a larger impact. Here is a graphic on formaldehyde in the environment and its impact on air, water, soil, and biota. The future of formaldehyde occurs on just how humans have the impact on the chemical. So people have also passed a bill called the California Bill AB 2762, where it has led to the ban of formaldehyde along with other toxic chemicals in cosmetics by the year 2025. This will impact salons because the common use of formaldehyde in salons is the hair straightening treatment Brazilian blowout, which is a very common procedure that people get at salons. Prop 65 is also a impact of formaldehyde that has on the community as well. It is on the list of Prop 65. It has harmful effects onto the human body, such as leukemia and cancer, which has led to Prop 65 occurring. This has led to businesses to be required to post a warning about the exposure for certain chemicals, such as formaldehyde, and allowing people to know that there is a harmful effect that could lead to such health effects. Overall, this is our presentation on formaldehyde, including what it is, the impacts on the environment, the daily applications, and the future of formaldehyde, and the legality of it. And here's our references. I hope you enjoyed our presentation, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us.